For a while, the United States was planning a big move in the chip war. They wanted the Netherlands to stop selling a certain kind of machine to China. This machine helps make computer chips. But China surprised everyone by making their own machines, so the tension went down. Still, China wasn't happy and did things to hurt the Netherlands' economy. It made sense for China to wonder why the Netherlands was teaming up with the US, risking conflicts. In the end, China fought back, and the Netherlands was hit badly. Join us as we look into the complex relationship between the United States and the Netherlands, and how the US strategically manipulated the situation, making the Netherlands a scapegoat. Additionally, we'll explore how the alliance between these two nations in the chip war is on the verge of disintegration. With that said, let's dive in. The United States employed a clever approach when dealing with China's chip development. Instead of completely depriving China of chips, which are vital for daily use products like smartphones and computers, the US opted to suppress China's progress and keep it in check. With the ascent of artificial intelligence, countries are grappling to acquire cutting-edge chips that play a pivotal role in training AI systems. The nation that possesses AI supremacy is poised to dominate the future, and it's no surprise that the United States envisioned itself in this role. Consequently, the US adopted a strategy of only allowing China to access average chips that aren't suitable for AI training. This calculated move was intended to limit China's technological advancement. However, this wasn't the full extent of the plan. The US also intended on preventing China from obtaining the technology needed to manufacture high-end chips. This entailed imposing restrictions on the export of lithography machines, crucial for chip production. Interestingly, the US doesn't produce these lithography machines itself, raising the question of how it could impose such constraints. You see, the Netherlands and its prominent company, ASML, is like a pawn in this game. ASML is known for manufacturing cutting-edge lithography machines. With a single directive from the US, ASML announced a stop on the sales of extreme ultraviolet lithography machines and equipment to China. In return, perhaps the Netherlands expected unwavering loyalty from the US, a quality in short supply. At first, the restrictions targeted solely lithography machines. However, the list expanded to include equipment after June 30, 2023. Anticipating this move, China had already taken action, stockpiling equipment and utilizing it to develop its own domestic lithography machines capable of producing 28-nanometer chips. China, seeking to make an example of the Netherlands, responded robustly, triggering a series of escalating actions. However, the US shifted blame, leveraging its media apparatus to assert that the decision to ban crucial lithography machine exports was entirely the Netherlands' doing. This maneuver effectively employed the Netherlands as a convenient scapegoat, obscuring the US orchestrated involvement in the situation. So what happened when the United States realized that its efforts to control chip regulations were falling short? Well, the US ingeniously adjusted its tactics by orchestrating a trilateral agreement involving Japan and the Netherlands. This agreement was seemingly centered around the regulation of semiconductor manufacturing equipment. However, this collaborative initiative concealed a more sinister agenda, obstructing China's progress in the semiconductor industry. Astonishingly, this trilateral pact ultimately boomeranged, resulting in the Netherlands and Japan bearing substantial consequences, while China emerged unharmed. This outcome arose because Japan and the Netherlands were the primary beneficiaries of chip exports. The US manipulated these nations into embracing the trilateral treaty. It's similar to a scenario where a non-oil producing country coerces Saudi Arabia into ceasing oil sales, thereby disrupting Saudi Arabia's revenue generation. Astonishingly, Saudi Arabia complies with the treaty, only to face the consequences about its financial losses. The Netherlands and Japan found themselves in a comparable situation. Presently, the demand for ASML's lithography machines is a direct result of the global appetite for semiconductor production. Notably, ASML had genuine intentions to supply China with a significant quantity of these machines, totaling an estimated value of 860 billion renminbi. However, this well-meaning endeavor faced jeopardy due to a constraining agreement masterminded between the Netherlands and the United States. Within this intricate web of deceit, President Biden's stance underwent an abrupt transformation. He boldly asserted that the ban on exporting lithography machines was entirely a decision made by the Netherlands. In response, the Netherlands complained about their misplaced trust, realizing they had fallen victim to deception. The irony of this event is stark. Companies found themselves willing participants in this constriction, only to later bemoan their shackled state. Adding to the predicament, starting from September 1st, the Netherlands intends to introduce an export licensing system for high-end deep ultraviolet lithography machines. The worst-case scenario that ASML sought to avert has now come to play. Despite their persistent warnings to the U.S. government regarding the adverse effects on the global chip supply chain, the U.S. arrogantly interfered in the Netherlands' sovereign trade policies. This export ban, without ambiguity, has dealt a severe blow to ASML, evident in the significant drop in sales. It serves as an unmistakable instance of political maneuvering, leaving the Netherlands to bear the brunt while the U.S. conveniently absolves itself of the aftermath. Now, the thing is, China has placed orders for lithography machines from ASML, which must be delivered at all costs. However, the trilateral agreement between the U.S. and the Netherlands restricts ASML from supplying. This constraint also implies that the agreement between China and ASML should be upheld. However, delays in obtaining these machines could tarnish ASML's reputation within the industry. This could potentially lead to canceled or postponed orders, creating production difficulties. Other companies might capitalize on this situation, and ASML's customers might explore alternative machine sources, thus detrimentally impacting ASML's business. So by now, the Netherlands should have recognized that the United States isn't truly concerned about ASML's best interests. They've consistently interfered with the Netherlands' trade strategies and hindered ASML from selling to China. Regrettably, this hasn't yielded positive outcomes for the Netherlands. Instead, it has further bolstered the United States' position while hindering the growth of other nations. Unfortunately, the Netherlands now finds itself entangled in this intricate web spun by the United States. Nonetheless, there remains a chance for the Netherlands to rectify the situation. If they can change their regulations regarding the sale of these advanced machines before September 1st, they might prevent further escalation of the issue. Perhaps ASML is currently contemplating a form of revenge against both the US and the Netherlands. This sentiment arises because these governments demonstrated a lack of concern for ASML's revenue. So why should ASML feel obliged to uphold agreements? It's anticipated that ASML will persist in supplying its extreme ultraviolet lithography machines to China, even if it requires to defy the United States. ASML's CEO has already asserted the critical importance of maintaining access to the Chinese market for the company's success. Now let's delve into the intricacies of this elaborate scheme. Yes, on the surface, there appears to be a harmonious trilateral agreement between the US, Japan, and the Netherlands, focusing on advanced chip technology. Yet, the reality behind this facade is quite different. It's the narrative they wish to present to the world. However, if we dive deeper, we'll uncover hidden agendas from each player. Each participant has a hidden agenda concealed beneath the surface. And what's the secret arrangement taking shape within the Netherlands camp? It revolves around the supply of extreme ultraviolet lithography machines and equipment to China. However, this arrangement won't be as straightforward as it seems. ASML will not only provide extreme ultraviolet lithography machines, but also deep ultraviolet lithography machines to China. This pivotal detail will remain undisclosed to the US. When China manages to develop a fleet of lithography machines through reverse engineering those supplied by ASML, this will ultimately shock the US. The intricate nature of this scenario reveals a fascinating twist. Just as the US seems to have betrayed the Netherlands has its own strategy in place for the US. ASML is devising a strategy that has the potential to disrupt the entire US chip policy against China. So guys, what are your thoughts on this evolving chip war, which appears to be a self-inflicted setback for the US? What do you think about the US's betrayal of its allies? If you're interested in more videos like this one, please show your support by liking, sharing, subscribing, and staying tuned for exclusive content.